So if you are looking to become a teacher in the state of Texas, there are pretty much two exams that you have to take and pass. One of them is going to be your content exam. So when I say content, that's pretty much like your major. So if you want to become a high school math teacher, you're going to take the mathematics 7 through 12 exam. If you want to become a middle school math teacher, you're going to take the mathematics 4 through 8 exam. There's also, if you want to become a biology teacher, there's a life science exam. Middle school science teacher, there's a science 4 through 8 exam. There's also a chemistry and then a physics/math exam. So that's, when I say content, that's what I'm referring to. It's what you actually want to teach. So if you want to become a public school teacher in the state of Texas, they want to make sure that you know how to teach the content of the class you will be teaching. So if you're going to be a math teacher, they want to make sure you know high school mathematics, or they want to make sure you know middle school mathematics. If you're going to become a chemistry teacher, they want to make sure you know high school chemistry. So that's what we're talking about with the content exam. The other exam that you'll need to take is called the Professional Pedagogy and Responsibilities Exam, or PPR for short. The PPR exam is an exam that everybody takes. We're talking everybody from little kindergarten teachers all the way up through calculus teachers. We're talking every single subject from people who teach dance to people who teach PE to people who teach art, anything, everything. If you want to be a public school teacher in the state of Texas, you have to take the PPR exam and pass it. So these are the two exams that you will need to take. And what is the PPR? It's a test that measures, do you know how to teach? And do you know how to be a professional when it comes to education? Because it is a profession. So it's the, what do you do in front of the students, but also all the other things that you need to do, the behind the scenes that make you a successful educator. So in order to become a public school teacher in the state of Texas, you need to pass these two exams, your content and your PPR. Now, here's the thing. In order for you to pass these exams, we are going to make sure that you do so, not just that you pass them, but that you pass them in a timely and effective way. There's several reasons for this. The first thing is, when it comes to these two exams, you do not get unlimited tries. The state of Texas will give you 5 tries per exam, and that's it. So if you do not pass your content exam by the 6th try, or by the 5th try, excuse me, there is no 6th try. There is no 7th try. They won't let you just keep trying and trying and trying until you pass it. You gotta pass it by the 5th try. Well, what happens if you don't pass it by the 5th try? Well, that means you cannot be certified in the state of Texas as a public school teacher to teach that class. So if you are trying to certify in high school mathematics and you do not pass your math content exam by the 5th try, you cannot be a public school math teacher in the state of Texas. Now, can you still be a middle school math teacher in the state of Texas? Yes, if you pass that exam, you can. But you can't pass, if you can't pass by the 5th attempt your content exam, you cannot be certified in that content. So it's a big deal. You really want to pass your exams. Now, what about the PPR? Well, remember I said everybody takes the PPR. Everybody, English, chemistry, physics, math, science, you name it, everyone takes the PPR. So if you do not pass your PPR exam by the 5th attempt, you do not get to be a public school teacher in any subject in the state of Texas. So again, we really, really want to make sure that you pass these tests, and we want to make sure that you pass by your 5th attempt. But we really don't want to make sure you pass by your 5th attempt. We really want to make sure you pass by your 1st attempt. We don't want you taking this exam 4 or 5 times. There's a lot of reasons why we want you to pass by your 1st attempt. The first reason is, one, it's a lot of stress. You know, having to take this exam over and over again, study for it over and over again, worry that you're not going to pass it. Nobody wants to go through that. That's no fun. So first thing is, we want you to pass by your 1st attempt, so you're just done with it. You take it, you got it, congratulations, you're good. The second reason is money. These tests are not free. They are quite expensive. It's over $100 per exam. So, unless you want to be shelling out hundreds and hundreds of dollars taking these exams, you really want to pass by the first, second, attempt. Another
Can I
one,
can
oh,
I interject something?
absolutely, Mr. Valencia. Thank you for
Oh,
joining us
I
today.
didn't put my camera on. Um, just to kind of calm your minds down a little bit, I do want to let you know that we've had quite a bit of success with our students.
Mhm.
So if you follow our suggestions and you practice and you do what you're supposed to do, there's a very high pass rate. So keep that in mind as well. Now, if you don't like Ms. Goldberg was saying, if you don't care about your money, um, yeah, just do it your way, and you may pass as well. But otherwise, if you follow what we're asking you to do, you'll be very successful, and we will help you along the way.
Absolutely. I'm so glad Mr. Valencia said that because, yes, I'm going to start off by terrifying you, but then I'm going to tell you how we are going to help you pass by that first attempt. And like Mr. Valencia says, this program that we've been using, this method that we've been using it for years, and we have a very high success rate. So, absolutely, like he says, it works. And I'm just emphasizing why we're going through this path so you can see why we really want to make sure that you are successful when you take these tests. So, like we said, one is stress, two is money, three is time. So, the way that it works is it's not like you can just take the test, oh, I failed, okay, I'll just take it again tomorrow. They don't let you do that. They really want to make sure that the next time you take it, you're prepared and you're going to pass it. So the state has a 45-day waiting period. So if you fail your, say, content exam, you have to wait another 45 days before you can take it again. So in addition to just that requirement, the 45 days, we also will put you on an intervention plan with one of the master teachers. Now, this isn't a punishment. It's not like, oh, you were bad, you failed, you're on an intervention plan. It's oh, you failed, you weren't ready. Let's help you. Let's help you get there. So, the intervention plan is going to be a master teacher working with you one on one to help you get ready and pass that exam if you don't pass it the first time. But those intervention plans, because we want you to be successful and we want you to pass, might take some time as well. So you've got the intervention plan, you've got the 45-day waiting period. So if you have a specific timeline that you want to test by because you want to get into student teaching, this could really delay your graduation if you're having to take the test over and over again. So that's another thing. So we want to save you money, we want to save you time, we want to make you less stressed. And then the final thing is certification. So we really want you to pass like that first time, but we definitely want you to pass by the second time. The reason for that is as a program, the state looks at our program and they ask, how well are you preparing your teachers to pass these exams? And they want the answer to be pretty good. So if they notice that there's a specific test that there's a high failure rate for several years in a row, they could actually remove our certification for that exam. So, for example, if there's a high failure rate, say in the chemistry exam, they would say after a certain amount of time, you know what, you can't certify anyone in chemistry. And that's bad. So, we definitely don't want that. And that's really an issue more for the smaller exams, not so much for the PPR, because, like I said, everybody takes the PPR. But when we have something like chemistry or physics, we may only have, say, two people test all year for that exam. Well, if two people test and one passes and one fails, that's a 50% failure rate. So the state doesn't look at, oh, well, you only had two people test. They look at, you have a 50% failure rate. That's a problem. So we don't want that to happen because if that happens, then not only the person who fails is in trouble, but the person who passes could be in trouble if we can't certify. So this really is to help everybody. Now, they don't do that for the first exam, they do that for the second. So we definitely want you to pass by the second one because that's when the state starts counting. So for your sake, for our sake, for our whole program's sake, let's pass these exams. That's the whole point. We want you to pass these exams. We want you to do it on the first go so you're done, you're ready. And that is why the rest of this meeting, we're going to talk about how we're going to get you there, how we have these programs in place to help you. Because just like with any exam, how do you pass? You study. And so we're going to help you study. We're going to help you get ready so that when you take the test, you're good to go, you pass it. Awesome. So, how are you going to study? Well, part of that is going to be in your classes. For the content exam, you're going to learn content in your content classes, your biology classes, your math classes, your chemistry classes, your physics classes. For your PPR, you're going to learn that content in your UTeach courses. You're going to be learning it in classroom interactions, in knowing and learning, and in project-based instruction. So that's the first thing. This is where you're going to learn this information. But like we've talked about with all of our classes, learning it isn't as good as practicing it. So we want to make sure you have opportunities to practice the exam to make sure you are comfortable and confident, and when you take the exam, you're ready to go. So in order to do that, we have a program called Certify Teacher. So now I'm going to start sharing my screen so we can see what we're talking about. Yes, so this is just TEA, which says, yes, if you want to be a public school teacher in the state of Texas, you've got to pass those 2 exams. So let's go check out Certified Teacher. So Certified Teacher is the program we've been using for many years now. We've had a lot of success with it, as Mr. Valencia said. So we're going to continue using it because of that. And the way it works is it is an adaptive software program, which basically is going to give you a benchmark test, see where you're at, and then based off of those scores, it is going to give you modules and study plans. It also has flashcards and quizzes. And then you're going to use that to help get you ready for the actual test. And then you're going to take another practice test. And you're going to keep doing that until you get a score of 80% or better. Why 80% or better? Because we feel pretty confident at a score of 80% or better that when you get to the actual exam, there's a good chance you're going to pass it. We don't want to make that cutoff score 70% because 70% you might have gotten lucky. Maybe you guessed on a few questions, you got them right. You take the real test, you guess on a few questions, you get them wrong, you fail. We don't want to make it like that close. So with an 80% or better, we're like, you know what? They know what they're doing. They're ready to test. So that's pretty much our method. You're going to take Certified Teacher, you're going to take their practice exams, you're going to study with their modules and their quizzes, and then when you get that 80% or better, woohoo, you can go sign up and take the real test. So that's kind of the program in a nutshell. But we're not going to just have you sign up and set you loose. We have a couple things we need you to do first. So the first thing that we're going to need you to do is we're going to need you to take that benchmark. We call that benchmark the Certified Teacher Secure Representative Exam. It's a big fancy name, but basically it's a benchmark. The first time you take the test, we're going to mimic testing conditions. We're going to pretend like you're taking it in a real testing environment, and we're going to see where you're at. Are you really great? Do you know a lot of the information, or do you need to study a lot more? For most of you, you are not going to pass that benchmark. Why? Because you need to do a little bit more studying. You need to learn a few more things. That's okay. We expect that. That's perfectly fine. It's a benchmark. It's just going to tell you where you're at this moment in time and what you need to work on in the future. That's fine. So, how do you take this secure representative exam? Well, what you're going to do, take the secure representative exam, is you are going to sign up first for Certified Teacher. So here it is. I'll give you the website. You'll have everything. You're going to go to your state, which is Texas, and you are going to purchase the exam program that you need to take. Now, you might be looking at these dollar signs, again, a little bit of sticker shock, like, whoa, I have to pay $80 per exam? No. And the reason why is because we have a discount code. So you're actually going to pay $35 per exam. Nice, right? Yes. So you are going to pay for the exam that you need to take. Which one? I'll tell you in a second. So you'll go through here, you'll select the exam, you'll type in your information, you'll put in the discount code, you'll pay your $35, and then you'll have access to that program, all the practice tests, all the study guides, all the modules, everything until you pass the official exam. Now, Here's an important thing. When you are putting in the discount code, if you want that discount of $35, you do have to use your @UTRGV email. If you use any other email, it will not recognize it and it will not give you the discount. So just make sure you do that. The other thing is, please be careful when you are selecting your exam because there are some that look very similar. And so again, I'll go through that in a little bit because we've had people who have selected the wrong exam in the past. So step one, you purchase your exam from Certified, or your exam prep program from Certified Teacher. It's not the real exam, it's the prep program. Then what do you do after you purchase that? Nothing. You do nothing. Do not open it. Do not start it. Don't go into the program. Just purchase it. Then stop. Stop. Because you're going to take that secure representative exam, that benchmark, with one of your master teachers. Now, normally we would do this in person in a computer lab, but because of COVID, we're going to do this all virtually. So in order to take your Certified Teacher Secure Representative exam with one of the master teachers, you are going to pick the day and time that works best for you. We have 9 different sessions we're going to be offering during the spring semester. We have a little more than half of them are going to be next week. So you can just get them out of the way before the semester gets too crazy. So starting on Monday will be the first ones. We have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have sessions. And then we're going to offer some more in April for people who couldn't or didn't want to take it at the beginning of the semester. So you're going to pick your preferred day and time. You do have to give us a 4-hour block of time. Why 4 hours? Because that's how long the real exam they'll give you. So if the real exam gives you 4 hours, then we're going to give you 4 hours. Do you need to take all 4 hours? No. If you finish early, you can leave. But you'll have up to 4 hours if you want to use it. So all exams will either be from 9 to 1 or from 1 to 5. And you can select the day and time that works best for you and register at this bit.ly. And again, I will provide that link and all of these documents to you in the email that I will be sending out either later today or tomorrow. So you, just to recap, purchase the exam, you do nothing, you sign up for your day and time, and then when you get to the secure representative exam with one of the master teachers, that's when you'll open up the program, that's when you'll take the benchmark. We need you to take the benchmark with one of the master teachers or it does not count. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. There is a question about any weekend dates in the future for people that work. If none of the dates and times that are provided work for you, please contact me and we'll see what we can do. So yeah, that is a great question. Thank you, Ricardo. And like I said, please contact me if those dates and times do not work for you in your schedule. Okay, so then what you do is you're going to take that secure representative exam with the master teacher. When you're done, they'll tell you how you did. Maybe you did great. Awesome. Maybe you didn't. That's okay. It's a benchmark. Don't worry about it. It tells you what you know and what you need to study. If you get 80% or better on your benchmark, you're good to go. You can go take the real exam whenever you're ready. However, most people don't. So don't expect yourself to be that person. We usually have maybe 1 a year, but it doesn't happen very often. Most of you are going to get under an 80%, which is fine. You're going to study with the program until you get that 80%, and then you can take another practice test. Now, the only time you have to take the practice test with us, with the master teachers, is that first time. After that, you can do the practice test on your own whenever you have a 4-hour block. We just ask that you mimic testing conditions. Don't cheat, don't have breaks, don't have help, treat it like a real test. Once you have that 80% or greater, then you can go and sign up to take the real exam with a couple of caveats. I'll get into those caveats in a second. Yes, we have a question. Can you take the practices, Tam, as many times as you like? Yes, you can. That's the awesome thing about this program. You can take the practice exam as many times as you like. And they do mix up the questions in the exams. They shuffle them around. They throw in some new ones, so it's not always the same exam. So that way you can keep practicing until you get that 80% or better. But let's say you get that 80% or better in February, but you're not going to actually test till March. Well, then you can take another practice test right before you take the real exam So that way you're still fresh, you've got another one under your belt. So you can keep taking practice tests right up until the actual exam. And if you fail it, unfortunately, you can keep taking practice tests. The program will still keep going until you pass the real exam, and then it cuts out because then it's like, well, you don't need this program anymore. All right, let me check the chat. There's a few. Where is the actual exam taken? So the secure representative one, the one you take with the master teachers, that benchmark, that will be done online because of COVID. Where's the actual exam taken, the official one? That is going to be taken at a testing facility. We have some on campus, we have some in McAllen, we have some kind of scattered throughout the valley. Some people even go to San Antonio to take them. There's basically a website you go to and you select the location, the day, and the time that you prefer. Because of COVID, a lot of the testing facilities were limited capacity, and so there was less options. So that hopefully will be opening up and there will be more options in the future, hopefully as the pandemic lightens. So just keep that in mind, is that right now there may not be a lot of options, but in the future there should be, especially if you're planning to take it, say, maybe in the summer. Let's see. Can we take the actual exam whenever we are ready, or is there certain dates? The secure representative exam, you have these dates. These are your dates because a master teacher has to be there, and we do not have infinite amount of time to say, yeah, whenever you're ready, we'll just stop everything and give you 4 hours. We can't do that. But like I said, if you have issues, if none of these dates or times work for you, please let us know and we'll come up with an alternative. The real exam, that one you can take whenever there's a day and time and a location that you like. So you go to the list, you find one you like, you select that one. So that one's completely up to you. Okay. Last question I have in the chat. By when do we need to take the actual exam? Excellent question. Very good. So let's go back to that pathways document. Is everyone seeing this? Is everyone seeing my pathways document?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, excellent. Great. Okay, I'm going to kind of zoom in down here. So it's like, remember how I said I was going to tell you which exam you're going to take, and there's some caveats, and when do you have to take all these exams by? Let's talk about that a little bit more. So the first thing is, I've got some students from different classes here. So let's talk about which exam you're going to sign up for. Now, when I say which exam, I mean the prep program. I'm not talking about the official exam. We're just talking about that prep program, that benchmark. So if you are one of my 3301 Knowing and Learning students, you're going to register for your content exam. So let's go back to Certified Teacher. So I'm going to go over here and I am going to go down and I'm going to find my content exam. So maybe my content exam is Life Science 7 through 12 if I want to be a high school biology teacher. Maybe it's Mathematics 4 through 8 if I want to be a middle school math teacher. If we go to the sign up sheet right here, it has a list of all the exams and the exam codes. So if you are in Knowing and Learning, you should be picking your content. Pick your content, whatever your major is. Be careful. There are some that are tricky. For example, there is a Life Science 7 through 12, and there is a Science 4 through 8. Life Science 7 through 12 is for my high school biology people. Science 4 through 8 is for my middle school science people. So be careful. It's really tricky. Like one says life science and one says science. Really pay attention to those because those are two very different exams. If you sign up for the wrong exam, but you don't take it, like you don't open the program, Certified Teacher is really good about changing it out. But if you open the program and complete the exam, they're not so good about that. They're like, well, no, you took it. And then they're not really great about giving refunds, or they will, but you kind of have to fight them for it. So just be really careful when you're signing up for that. Also, another thing that people I've noticed sometimes do is they will see this one that says core, like core mathematics and core science. That's elementary school. Don't select anything with core. That's not you. The other one that really throws people is the PPR, because we have this Pedagogy and Professional Responsibilities EC12. That's the one you want. But then there's this other one that says for trade and industrial education. You don't want that one. If you take that one, they're going to be asking you questions. They're going to be like, wait, what? Why do they want to know about that? So make sure you're taking the 160, not the 270. So again, on that flyer, it does tell you what the codes are. So please pay particular attention to the codes to make sure that you have the right exam. So if you are going back to that, if you're one of my knowing and learning people, pick your content. If you are one of my classroom interaction people, you should have already done your content in knowing and learning. So now you're going to register for the PPR.
Can
Now, let's
I
say,
interrupt you a second?
sure.
Sorry. I just said I have to go. I have another meeting here at 4 o'clock, but I just want to let everybody know if if they have additional questions, of course they can email you, but they could also email me. I'll be happy to answer those if you feel more comfortable asking me. All right.
Thank
So
you so much, Mr. Valencia. You are the best.
I will see you later. Thank you for doing this, and we will see you all later. Good luck this semester. We
Thank
believe
you.
in you. You guys got it.
Thank you. See, I played the bad cop, and Mr. Valencia plays the good cop. I like terrify you, and then he's like, "It's going to be fine." So yes, absolutely. Feel free to contact really any of us, but Mr. Valencia will be a fabulous resource to contact if you feel more comfortable contacting him. So if you are one of my classroom interactions people, please sign up for your PPR exam. Now, let's say you're one of my classroom interactions people who didn't take the content when they were in knowing and learning. Please sign up for both. You need to take both. You have to have your content and your PPR done by the time you're in classroom interactions. Let's say you made a mistake and you signed up for your PPR while you were in knowing and learning. All right, then sign up for your content now. The important thing is that by classroom interactions, you should have both exams, the secure representative done. So I'm going to just take a second and pause right there. Are there any questions about which exam do I sign up for?
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
I do have a question.
Yes.
For example, if we are with how do we know which one to sign up for actually? Like how do we know if we're supposed to like do high school or middle school or both or like
Okay, so that comes down to your major. So what's your major? So if your major is, math 7 through 12, then sign up for the high school. If it's 4 through 8, you're going to sign up for the middle school. If you're like a biology major, you're going to sign up for the high school, the life science. If you are a 4 through 8, if you're doing the middle school certification, you'll sign up for that one. If you haven't decided yet, then that's really, once you decide, that's the one you want to sign up for. So you should be thinking about, do I want to be middle school or high school certification? Okay, that's the one that I want to sign up for. You can change it, but you might need to purchase another exam, so just keep that in mind. $35. Obviously, you don't want to waste that money, but if you want to change it and you decide later, yeah, you know what, I thought I was going to be middle school, but now I want to be high school or vice versa, you do have that option as well.
but
There
for
is also a little bit of overlap, just to realize, like this high school one is 7 through 12, so you can also teach some middle school. And same thing with the mathematics one and the chemistry and physics. The high school certification does a little overlap with middle school, and the middle school certification does a little overlap with elementary.
So, I have a question.
Sure.
The last two, that's math 4 through 8 and MS math 4 through 8. Is it the same thing?
It is, just some of you are getting a bachelor's of science and some of you are getting a BIS. So I put both in case people were like, but I'm the other one. So, that's why I put both in there. I see one question here that says, I'm taking 3302 next semester. I register for the exam for PPR. Yes. So you can register early, but we don't require it until you are in 3302. So once you're in classroom interactions, once you're in 3302, that's when we require that you register for the PPR. You are welcome to do it early if you like, but you don't have to. I have another question here. Is there anything we should do to prep for the content exam? Don't study. It's a benchmark. We just want to see where you're at. Study for the real one, but don't worry about the benchmark. Don't knock yourself out trying to pass the benchmark exam. It's just, where are you at? That's a great question. Thank you, Caitlin. Okay, other questions about which exam do I take? Okay, I'm in 3301. Yes, so if you're in 3301, if you are in knowing and learning content, you want to take your content. Why is that? Because you're going to do better on your content. You're not going to do very well on your PPR right now because you're literally learning that stuff in 3301 and 3302 and 3303. So focus on the content if you are in knowing and learning, if you're in 3301. Focus on the PPR if you are in classroom interactions. Okay. Anybody else? How much is the real exam? It's, I believe last time I checked, $116 per exam. So again, that adds up. You don't want to keep paying. And remember, you have to take 2 of them. So you're already shelling out over $200 for your first attempt. So we really don't want to spend more than that. Okay, so we have a question. Is this for the actual content exam we need to pass it once and never take it again? So what you are signing up for right here is just a practice. You will sign up for the actual one later when you get that 80% or better. We have another question. I paid for the exam a year ago. Do I have to, oh, I'm assuming, Anna, you're saying you paid for the content a year ago. Do you have to buy the PPR program as well? They are 2 separate programs. You're going to spend $35 for your content and you will spend $35 for your PPR. So yes, you do have to pay for 2 different exams, but we spread them out. You do one in knowing and learning, you do one in classroom interaction, so you're not paying $70 at once. And also you're not taking 4 2-hour exams at once, hopefully. Now again, if you're behind, if you didn't take it, in knowing and learning, and you're now in classroom interactions and you need to take both, then we're going to ask you to take both this semester.
Ms. Goldberg, I have a question. I'm sorry.
No problem.
So I took 3301 in the spring last year, and I did the content one. So I was trying to like do it while you're doing it here to register for the certified teacher, just to see if I was still looking at, it was telling me to log in. So I was putting my email address since you had said to use the UTRGV one, and it's not letting me log in. And then when I try re-signing up for it to see maybe if I didn't, I mean, I did, I know I did because I went to go take the exam. But it's not even letting me sign up. When I press sign up, it's not even telling me that I already have an account. It's just giving me the whole thing blank again when I go to the sign up page.
Okay, yeah. So, if you're having trouble signing into your account or getting into your account, you can definitely contact them. They have an email. I'll put that in the chat. They also have a phone number you can call, or you can just fill it in the information here. So that might be a situation where you might need to contact them. You might also just want to refresh or maybe try a different browser. Sometimes just simple things like that can be enough to give you access back into the program. Sometimes something that will happen in the program is they'll say it expired. Just click the renew. That's a glitch. It's not expired. You have unlimited access to it until you pass the actual exam. So if it says expired for whatever reason, but it says, option to renew, just click that and they'll renew the program. That's just a glitch with the program. We have a question for the benchmark. Do we notify our master teacher from our past UTeach classes, or do we tell another specific one? It really doesn't matter who you take the benchmark with. So if you notice on here, it doesn't tell you the name of which master teacher is going to be there. I know who it is, but you don't need to know who that is. So you'll show up on Monday, a master teacher will be there. It doesn't matter who. They'll guide you through the test, they'll sign your log, you're good. Now, if you didn't get a log or you need a log from a previous semester and you don't remember which master teacher was there, you can always contact me. I keep a record of all the sign-up sheets, so I can always check that for you. So that's a great question about, are these for the PPR, are these for the content, are these for both? These are for both. So what's going to happen is you're going to click that link once you purchase the Certified Teacher exam for your program. So let's go back to Certified Teacher. So you're going to go to Certified Teacher. You're going to find the prep program that you need for you. And you're going to spend that, whoops, this is not the right place. Sorry. You are going to, spend the $35, purchase it. One more thing that I need to say. One, use your UTRGV email. The second is when you are signing up, make sure you sign up for UTRGV UTeach. Do not sign up just for you. It's going to ask you which university you're affiliated with. Do not just sign up for UTRGV. If you sign up for UTRGV, it's going to put your certified teacher information with everybody at the College of Ed. So you're going to be there with all the elementary school and those people. You don't want to be with them. You want to be with us. So make sure you select UTRGV UTeach as your program. So just make sure you do that when you sign up. So you're going to sign up. You're going to spend your $35. You're going to purchase the exam that you need to purchase. And then you're going to register for your secure representative exam, that benchmark. It's going to look like this. So it's going to be just a Google form. You're going to fill in this information. And you are going to, I'm just going to put test so you can see this. It's going to give you the option of all the exam dates and times that we have available. So let's just do that. Okay, there we go. So for the exam registration, you're going to tell us which one you're going to sign up for, but it doesn't matter. So all the exam dates and times, you can sign up for any one you like. So let's say I want to sign up for the PPR. You're going to pick the day and time that you like. And then if you need to sign up for a second exam, you can. So if you need to sign up for a second exam, you can sign up for, also your content if you fall under that category. So it doesn't matter, just going back to that question, whether you are taking the PPR or the content, you can take it at any one of these sessions. That's fine. Okay. Where do you find the list of dates and times for the real ones? The real ones, don't worry about that yet. You're really not there yet. So there's really, it's on Pearson. Once you pass everything, you register, they'll send you to a website. But you really don't need to know the day and times for the real test, because by the time you take that real test, those day and times won't matter, because those days and times will be gone. There'll be new days and times. So you will get that information when you actually pass, all the requirements that you need to pass to take the official exam. Okay, so we have a question. In the case that we didn't take the content exam in 3301, you can sign up for the content exam. Yeah, you can sign up for the content in January and the PPR in April, or you could sign up for the content maybe Monday and sign up for the PPR on Tuesday. It's just a benchmark, so it's up to you. But yes, you could sign up for 2 different times this semester and take those.
Ms. Goldberg, okay. I had a quick question. Mm-hmm. So let's say right now we are currently enrolled in only 3301. So then we only have to register one time for the benchmark for the content area, right?
Bingo, yes.
Okay.
If you are in 3301, you should just be registering for the content. If you are in 3302, you should just be registering for the PPR, unless you forgot to do the content, in which case, please register for both. We have a few people here who finished 3301, but they're missing one or more exam. Sign up for those. Whichever ones you need, sign up for. If you need both, sign up for both. If you need one, sign up for one. Now, let's go answer some of these other questions that we have. Yes, the discount code is in the flyer. It's right there. 4728. UTeach 4728. So, and it will be in all the information that I'll give you when you sign up. You'll get all of this in an email. Okay, so let's answer a few other questions also that were coming up. So one of them is like, when do I need to get that 80% or better? That's a great question. Okay, so what you're going to do is, my people who are in Knowing and Learning 3301, you're going to take that benchmark content exam. It's going to tell you where you're at. Great, awesome, good job. Then you will study with the program, doing modules, doing quizzes, and then it will let you take a practice exam, and you're going to do that until you get an 80% or better. Once you have that 80% or better, you can take the official exam when you have been admitted to Teacher Education Prep, TEP. So you cannot take the official exam until you're in the TEP program. If you're in Knowing and Learning right now in the spring, You will apply in the summer. So if you are one of my knowing and learning people, you cannot take the official exam until you've been accepted to TEP. So the earliest you can take the official exam will be this summer. Once you're officially accepted, then yes, once you have that 80% or better, you've done everything you need to do, you can take it in the summer at the earliest. My people who are in classroom interactions, you should actually be, even though you're going to take the PPR benchmark, you should be working on actually taking the official content exam before project-based instruction, before you take PBI. So if you are in classroom interactions this semester and you want to take PBI in the fall, we recommend you take the official content this summer. Take it by this summer, so that way you'll have it done before PBI in the fall. Now, when do you have to have them both pass? You must have both exams, official exams, passed before student teaching. Before student teaching. They made some exceptions for COVID. Because of COVID, testing facilities weren't as open as they normally are. People were having difficulty taking the exams. So because of COVID, these past 2 semesters, they said you just have to be exam ready. You don't actually have to pass them. But that is going to change when the pandemic goes away. We have not received official word on what's happening for fall 2021. We're going to assume it's like normal. So unless we hear otherwise, we're going to assume it's like it normally is pre-pandemic years. So what you're going to have to do is if you want to take student teaching, you need to make sure you have passed both official exams before you sign up for student teaching. So we recommend that you pass your content, or at least attempt your content, before PBI. So that way content's out of the way, and then during PBI, you can work on your PPR. That's our suggested timeline. That works really well for most students. Trying to cram all your tests into one semester isn't very good. So just to reiterate timelines, deadlines. My people who are in knowing and learning, you're going to take your benchmark this semester for content. You can take the real one once you get that 80% or better and you've been admitted to TEP. So the earliest you can take your real content exam is by the summer. My people who are in classroom interactions, we want you to take your PPR benchmark this semester. We want you to attempt your real content before you take PBI, and then you need to pass both your content and your PPR before you take student teaching. So think about which semester you want to student teach, and then backtrack so you can think about when you want to take those exams. I have a question?
Hello?
Yes? You have a question? Okay. I do see some questions in the chat. If somebody else is trying to unmute and ask their question, feel free to hop in. We have a question. When do we receive these flyers?
You want me to?
No, I'm sorry, I already answered that one. If we are in 3302 and took the benchmark content during 3301, do we need to sign up for both the content and PPR benchmark this time? So
like
here,
right now?
Okay.
The what?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna just mute. 1 second. There we go. Got it. Okay, we're good. All right. So going back to the question. So if we took, we're in 3302, we took the benchmark content in 3301. Do we need to sign up for both? No, you only need to take the benchmark once. So you only need to take your content benchmark once. You only need to take your PPR benchmark once. Once you've taken that benchmark with the master teachers, you never have to take another benchmark again. All you need to do is just practice with the program until you get that 80% or better. Now, there was one other caveat that I need to throw in there, and that is with the PPR, you need to get an 80% or better in each domain. There are 4 domains. You cannot just get an 80% overall. You have to get an 80% or better in each domain. That is a rule from OEPA, not from us. So you can get like 101 and a 70 in the other, doesn't count. Got to get an 80% or better in each one. I want to show you another flyer that I have over here. This basically, you're going to get this. Whoops, what happened to it?
Ms. Goldberg.
Yes.
Oh, I already took the benchmark content last semester and I got a log for that. And then for the PPR, it's going to be a separate log.
Yep, separate log.
Oh.
So you'll have two. You'll have 2 logs, one for each. So let me show you this flyer. This flyer right here just basically summarizes all the requirements that you're going to need for the content and for the PPR and where you submit all your documents when you're done. You'll get this in the email. So when you're ready for that point, it'll walk you through what you need to do. So if for those of you who are like, yes, I'm getting ready to take the real deal, that will help you right there. Let me go back to sharing my other screen. Here we go. Okay, so there we go. Now, one other thing that I want to share with you is that there's a lot of documents. I got a lot of infographics. I got a lot of links. I got a lot of information. You're probably like, so much. Yes, you're going to get all this in an email, but it's also going to all be on a OneDrive. So here we have a OneDrive. And in this OneDrive, here is the link to sign up for your secure representative exam with the master teacher. Here is the link for certified teacher. Here is a folder with all the documents in it, so you can check out all those documents, plus a few extras that you might need later on in the program. And there's one more that I need you to look at, and this is the policy. So you're going to see this second folder right here that says read and sign. Click that one. In here, you're going to pull up a document. This is our official policy. It has basically everything I just talked about written down, plus an FAQ, frequently asked questions. You're going to go through here. You're going to read it, and then you are going to sign that you read it. So at the very bottom, it's going to allow you to sign your name and date and student ID that you've read this, and then you are going to email that to Paloma Trevino. She's going to collect all of those and have a record that you received this information. So I do need that from everybody. So when you get this document, you are going to sign it and you are going to email it to her, and then she will keep a record for everybody. So I'm actually going to attach that into the chat if you want to do it right now, plus her email address. Do you get to use scratch paper for the benchmark? Yes, and a calculator, and I will send out information. I will send out an email with who gets to use the calculator, what kind of calculator, and what kind of materials, but everybody gets to use scratch paper. If we filled out one last semester, do we have to sign it again? Yes, you do have to sign it every semester because every semester things change. So I had to update a few things in here. So yes, you will need to sign it every semester. To clarify, for students in 3301, the earliest we can take the real content exam is in the summer. Yes, once you have been officially admitted to the TEP program, you can do it then. All right, these are great questions. We only need to pass, sorry, I lost the chat because I was trying to add a file, trying to do too much at once. Okay, we only need to pass the official content exam once, right? Correct. You only need to have passed an official exam, keep PPR or content once. Once you have passed, you are good. Once you've passed your PPR and your content, the official ones, you are good to sign up for student teaching. Now, once you've passed those, if you want to take another one, like bilingual, sure, go for it. Next, maybe you want to be certified for middle and high school mathematics, or middle and high school science, or chemistry and physics, or the composite science, which is everything science, including like astronomy. Sure, but right now, just focus on the content of your major and your PPR. Once those are done, if you want to challenge another test, by all means, you're welcome to do it. Right now, just those two. Pass each one, you're good to go. You can take student teaching. You can go on from there. So again, for my people who are in classroom interactions, think about when you want to take PBI, when you want to take student teaching, and backtrack from there. If you want to take PBI in the fall, then you better be planning to take your content exam by this summer. If you want to student teach by next spring, a year from now, then you better be planning to take your PPR either in the fall or over winter break. So that way you're ready to go by the time you're ready to take those classes, because we don't want to delay your graduation because you're waiting on these exams. For my people who are in knowing and learning, relax. You can't take any official exams anyways right now, so just let's focus on that benchmark. And then once you're in TEP, then you can focus on taking the real exams. All right, so these were excellent questions. I know you have a lot of questions because it's a lot of information. Again, like I said, I'm throwing out at you. But just to reiterate one more time, walk you through it. Sign up for your Certified Teacher exam if you are in Knowing and Learning. Sign up for the content. If you are in CI, sign up for the PPR. If you need both exams, sign up for both. This is the exam prep program, not the official exam, the exam prep program with Certified Teacher. Make sure you use UTRGV UTeach as your program, and make sure you use the discount code and your UTRGV email so you can use that discount code. If you are struggling, like some people were saying, logging into the program, feel free to contact them to help. They'll help unlock your program so you can get into it. Once you've purchased that, stop, don't do anything until you get to your secure representative exam. Sign up for the day and time that you like the best for the secure representative exam, and then you are going to take that with the master teachers. Practice with the program until you get an 80% or better, 80% or better in each domain for the PPR, and then you can take the official exam. If you're knowing and learning, once you've been admitted to TEP and you want to take your official content before PBI, and you want to pass both your content and your PPR before student teaching. That is it in a nutshell. But like I said, you're going to get all of this information in the flyers, in an email, and everything will also be provided to you in that OneDrive. So you can go to the OneDrive and have access to all of these links and all of these documents. And I will also put the video up there in case you want to go back and watch the video at any point. We'll also be putting all this information on our website. So if you go under our website, under current students, we will have all this information there as well. Whew, that was a lot, right? Okay, so once again, I'm going to open it up to questions. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to ask. If you need to leave, I understand that I told you 4 o'clock we were going to finish. Clearly we didn't. So if you need to leave, that's fine as well. But before you leave, just remember one last thing. When you get that document with the policy, we do need you to sign that you've received it and then email it to Ms. Trevino. That information will again be sent in the email, the policy, and the email address, so you can send that off to Ms. Trevino at your earliest convenience. And again,
you said that we would get that by Thursday the latest, right?
By tomorrow the latest, because
Okay.
we want to give you enough time to sign up if you want to take your test next week. But it just it might take me a little while just to get the video ready, so that's why I can't guarantee that it will be today. I'll try to get it to you today, but you will definitely get it by tomorrow at the latest.
And that's also going to have the link for us to be able to sign up for next week, right?
Absolutely. It is going to have the infographics that I shared with you. It's going to have the link for Certified Teacher. It's going to have the link for signing up for the Secure Representative exams. It's going to have instructions for how to sign up for your Secure Representative exam. It's going to have instructions for how to sign up for Certified Teacher. And it's going to have the official policy. So everything's going to be there. Everything's going to be in the email. But if you are missing anything, or you're confused about anything, or you need anything, in addition, feel free to email me. Oh yes, and it will also have the link to the OneDrive. So you can go to the OneDrive and you can access all the documents there as well. Okay, we have a question in the chat. How do we add the PPR program if we already brought the content one? You're going to purchase it as a second program. So when you go to Certified Teacher and they have the list of all the programs, you go to PPR, exam code 160, you click on it, purchase or buy or whatever it says, and then you purchase it. But when you sign up, you're going to sign up, with all the information that you used for your content exam. So all of that will be the same. And then it's $35 with the discount code. And again, when you sign up for the exams, just make sure you sign up under UTRGV UTeach, not UTRGV. And make sure you sign up with your @UTRGV email so you get the discount code. If you don't, it won't let you plug in the discount code, so it will give you an error message. You're welcome. Other questions? I know it was a lot that I just threw at you. But if you log off and you think of a question, like, oh, I should have asked that, just email me. Just email me. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay, so at this point, again, if you need to log off, that's fine. If you'd like to stay and ask any questions, I'll stay on for a few extra minutes. If you need to know what exam to take, when you need to take the exam by, when you can take the official exam by, how many times you need to take secure representative exam or the practice exam, or anything about that, feel free. Like I said, I'll stay on for a few extra minutes for anyone who has any additional questions. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope your semester is off to a good start, and good luck with your benchmark exams, and good luck with the real exams when you get ready to take those. We're going to get you to pass on the first try. That's
Bye, Ms. Goldberg. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck. If you have any questions, let me know.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you know what month the real content exam is? All the time. They offer them all the time. Some exams get offered less because they're not as popular, like the physics and chemistry. They don't offer those too much, but PPR they offer all the time because everyone has to take the PPR, and the math ones they usually offer very frequently. So it's not like there's just like one day and one time. They offer them throughout the week, weekends, the holidays. They offer them all the time. Like I said, they're a little bit less now because of COVID, and restrictions with social distancing and all of that. But there's a lot of official exams that they offer. But we have had students who waited to the last minute, and all the local testing sites were full, so they had to like drive to San Antonio to take their tests. But then again, they also waited till the last minute. So if you're not waiting till the last minute, you should be fine. You should have your pick of days and times and locations. Okay, just to verify, I signed up for the PPR benchmark if I have already taken the content. Yes, that is correct. Aw, thank you, Isabel. I hope you're enjoying step 2. For the content exam, we have to take it by the summer, the actual one. That is if you are planning to be in PBI in the fall. So if you would like to be in 3303 PBI, project-based instruction, we are going to highly encourage you to have the real content exam taken over the summer. Now, if things are still very bad with COVID and you do not feel safe going into a testing facility, we understand, we will make exceptions, but if you are at a place and things are at a place where you feel comfortable that you can go safely into a testing facility, yes, we want you to have that done before you take PBI. So if you're taking PBI in the fall, please plan to take the real content exam by this summer. You're 32. Yep, same question. Yeah. So if you are planning to take PBI in the fall, please plan to take the real content exam by this summer, and then plan to pass both the real content and the real PPR exam before you do student teaching. So if you are planning to do student teaching in spring of next year, then plan to take the real and pass the real exams by winter break. So if you have content done in the summer and you have PPR done in winter break, that's very doable. You're not trying to cram both at once. You're not trying to study both at once. That's a very, students who do it that way are more likely to pass both exams. Students who try to do both at once tend not to do as well. So that's why we like to spread it out a little bit. You're welcome. Thanks for asking. Okay, Ricardo, Darren, Alejandra, Irma, can I answer any other questions for you?
Yes, I had a question. I did my content exam probably a year ago.
Okay.
But I just took the benchmark, and then like I don't know, I guess I never signed up like to retake it. So that's all I did was take the benchmark.
That's fine. You don't have to sign up to retake it. Once you take the benchmark once, you're good. From here on out, you just keep working with the program on your own. That's kind of the beauty of the program, is that you don't need us for it. So you just, do your modules, do your quizzes. Once you get all those done, they'll let you take another practice exam, mimic testing conditions. Keep taking those practice exams until you get that 80% or better. Once you have that 80% or better, you can then send all your documentation to the co-directors and they will grant you approval to take the official exam.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So you're good. Don't worry about it. You're where you need to be.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, I had a question.
Sure.
For the registration, I think it's called the TEP. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, Teacher Education Program.
Yeah, by when do we have to register?
So I'm assuming you're in Knowing and Learning right now.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Then you'll probably be registering over the summer. There are some requirements that you have to meet. You have to have a certain GPA. You have to have, certain number of courses under your belt. I don't know if there's any other requirements. Your academic advisor would be able to answer those questions. But once you meet all those requirements, you apply. So for most people, they apply in the summer once they finish Knowing and Learning. And then once you've been formally accepted, then you are good. Then you can take the official exams whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.